Yo, what is up, guys? This is Schultz31 back with a brand new video. Today, I want to talk about 6 college football head coaches that, in my opinion, get way too much hate. The first head coach that I want to talk about is current Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer. DeBoer, before coming to Alabama, was the head coach for the Washington Huskies. And even though he was only there for 2 years, his very first year, despite inheriting a 4-win team, he won 11 games. Then the very next year, his team went undefeated and made the national championship. But despite his success there and what he managed to accomplish in just 2 years, many people doubt that he'll be able to do the same at Alabama. Although we all know that he will be nowhere near as good as Nick Saban, as nobody ever will, I still think he is going to be a great head coach for Alabama. The next head coach that I want to talk about is Shane Beamer. Despite inheriting a 2-win team, Beamer managed to overachieve his first 2 years at South Carolina big time. As his first year, they went 7-6 with a bowl win. And then they went 8-4 in the regular season and destroyed number 5 Tennessee and beat number 9 Clemson on the road and also beat a ranked Kentucky team. However, after one bad year where they went 5-7, now everyone thinks he's terrible. Despite the fact that he managed to save Spencer Rattler's career, who threw for 3,000 yards 2 years in a row. It shouldn't be surprising that he had one bad year at a program like South Carolina, where it's hard to win. Keep in mind, most South Carolina head coaches had a bad year in their 3rd year. Beamer still has a good shot to turn things around this year. You also have to cut him some slack, as he's had players getting poached left and right from him, and South Carolina has a very limited NIL budget. The next guy I want to talk about is Brian Kelly. No, not that Brian Kelly. This Brian Kelly. Despite the fact that LSU had gone a combined 11-11 in the 2 years before Brian Kelly got there, Kelly managed to go 10-3 his very first year with LSU, won the SEC West, and beat Alabama and ruined their playoff hopes. He then went 10-3 again in his second year and has had back-to-back 10-win seasons. But a lot of people are still skeptical of him, still say he doesn't deserve the hype he gets, and I really don't understand why, with how well he's done his first 2 years. He's had a much better record than Ed Orgeron did in his first 2 years. He's also recruited really well and produced a Heisman-caliber quarterback. And although his team may fall off some this year, that is a little bit expected, as this will be a down year, but in 2025, his team should be loaded and back up. I really don't understand the slander surrounding Brian Kelly. It makes no sense to me. He's had back-to-back 10-win seasons. It makes zero sense to me. The next guy I want to talk about is Lane Kiffin. Kiffin has built Ole Miss into a monster and has actually a chance to make the college football playoffs this year. Plus, last year he led them to their first 11-win season ever. But for some reason, I still hear people slander him and say he's not any good. And I really don't understand how or why. He has done an insane job at Ole Miss. He's developed 2 different quarterbacks. He has recruited well. He gets great players in the portal every offseason. I really don't understand where all the slander comes from. Maybe it was his past days at Southern Cal. I don't know. The next head coach that I want to talk about is Ryan Day. Day has gone a whopping 56-8 while he's been at Ohio State. He even took him to a national championship in only his 2nd year. But all because he's lost to Michigan 3 years in a row, people think he is terrible. And Ohio State fans want him fired. And keep in mind, those 3 Michigan teams went to the college football playoffs, and one of them even won the national championship and went a perfect 15-0. And despite that, Day has still made the playoffs with Ohio State in that 3-year period. In fact, they were 1 field goal away from going to the national championship game. But anyway, that's all for this video. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And tell me, what coaches do you think should have been on this list? Do you agree or disagree? Comment down below. As always, peace.